Hello friends, in this ECG video, we will discuss about bundle branch blocks in a conceptual way. Do watch the full video for complete understanding. Before going to bundle branch block proper, it is important to understand normal conduction of the heart. The current starts from pacemaker cells of SN node, which is present in right atrium. It depolarizes right and left atrium, then current goes to AV node. From AV node, the current goes to bundle of His and then to right and left bundle branches simultaneously, which depolarizes right and left ventricles at the same time. This is the normal conduction pathway. Now let's study normal QRS pattern. In our previous videos, we have already discussed that when current is going towards the lead, it produces positive reflection, and when it is going away from the lead, it produces negative deflection. In this diagram, here is AV node, and then current from AV node goes to bundle of His and then to right and left bundle branch simultaneously. So, first there is depolarization of the septum, which is from left to right direction, and after that there is depolarization of the ventricles. Normally, left ventricle is thicker than right ventricle, so summation vector or effective vector of depolarization will be towards left. Now let's draw normal QRS wave in lead V1 and V6. V1 is present over here, that is right side, and V6 at left side. First, due to septal depolarization vector which is moving towards V1, there will be small positive deflection in V1, and then due to major ventricular depolarization vector which is moving away from the V1, there will be negative deflection. So in V1, RS pattern is present normally. Similarly for V6, septal vector is moving away, so it will produce negative deflection, and major ventricular depolarization vector is moving towards V6, which will produce positive deflection. So QR pattern is normal in V6. Now with this concept in mind, let us study right and left bundle branch blocks. First is right bundle branch block. As you can see in the image, right bundle branch is blocked, so current cannot depolarize this right ventricle as it does normally. Here there is depolarization of septum first, which is from left to right direction. Then there is depolarization of left ventricle by normal left bundle branch, and its vector is towards left. And at last there is delayed depolarization of right ventricle because current will pass through right ventricle myocardium proper, not from the right bundle branch, and this produces rightward vector. So in V1, there will be first positive deflection due to septal vector, followed by negative deflection due to depolarization of the left ventricle, and lastly positive deflection due to right ventricular depolarization. Then in V6, there will be initial negative deflection due to septal vector which is going away, followed by a positive vector due to left ventricular depolarization, and lastly negative deflection due to right ventricular depolarization vector. So in right bundle branch block, there is M pattern in V1 and W pattern in V6. Next is left bundle branch block. As you can see in the image, left bundle branch is blocked, so current cannot depolarize this left ventricle as it normally does. Here, depolarization of the septum reverses in direction, that is, it is from right to left. Then there is depolarization of right ventricle by normal right bundle branches, which produces rightward vector. And lastly, there is slow and delayed depolarization of the left ventricle, which produces leftward vector. So in V1, there will be first negative deflection due to septal vector, which is going away. Then there will be small positive deflection due to right ventricle depolarization, and lastly, due to left ventricle depolarization, whose vector is going away, there will be negative wave. Usually, vector due to right ventricle depolarization is not recorded in V1, so there will be deep S wave in V1. And in V6, there will be initial positive deflection due to septal depolarization, followed by negative deflection due to right ventricular vector, and lastly due to left ventricular vector which is going towards V6, there will be positive deflection. Next thing to learn is criteria of right and left bundle branch blocks. First of all, criteria for right bundle branch block. The first is the QRS duration should be more than 120 millisecond, or we can say more than 3 small blocks in the standard ECG. Then M-shaped QRS complex in V1. And last is prominent S wave in lead 1 and AVL. Let me explain you with the help of example. As you can see in this ECG, the QRS duration is more than 3 small boxes, that is more than 120 millisecond. It is clearly seen M-shaped QRS complex in lead V1 and prominent S wave in lead 1 and AVL. So it fulfills our criteria for right bundle branch block. Next is criteria for left bundle branch block. First is QRS duration more than 120 millisecond, then broad R wave in lead 1, AVL and V6, and last is lack of septal Q waves in lead 1 and V6. And here is the example. As you can see, QRS duration is more than 3 small box, that is more than 120 millisecond. There is presence of broad R wave in lead 1, AVL and V6, and there is no septal Q wave in lead 1 and V6, and this fulfill our criteria for left bundle branch block. Here are some causes of right and left bundle branch blocks. The important causes of right bundle branch block is right ventricular hypertrophy due to any cause, pulmonary embolus, ischemic heart disease, and congenital heart disease like ASD. The important causes of left bundle branch block are acute anterior wall MI, left ventricular hypertrophy or congestive cardiac failure of any cause, and important ones are hyperkalemia and digoxin toxicity. So friends, this was all about this video. Do like, share and subscribe our channel, and also share it among your friends.